What's going on, everybody? This is SJG, and I'll wait for just a couple folks to pop online. And as we discuss the latest news, please, guys, as you come in, make sure that you like the stream. I'll try to say that just a couple more times as we're here in the first day of summer, officially June 20th. And so we're definitely in the dead period. There are no HBCUs competing. Of course, there are always HBCU athletes who are, competing at various levels and in various events. We just talked about yesterday, if you went on HBCUgameday.com, we just talked about the other day some athletes that are going to be competing for Paris. So they're competing in Paris for the Olympics. So we definitely want to shout out to all of them. Shout out to everybody who's hopping on the stream, guys. Please make sure you like it for the algorithm so we get as many people to see it as possible. Again, we will be talking about the news out of Raleigh, North Carolina, that we dropped yesterday. Some developments have happened since then. We'll go over as well, and maybe maybe if there are any questions outside of that, let us know, and we'll see about talking about those, and we'll keep this brief. So my name is Stephen J. Gaither, founder of HBCU Game Day, and I wrote the article that was posted on Wednesday, Juneteenth. Hope everybody had a great Juneteenth. If you're on the West Coast and you got a chance to see Kendrick Lamar, you definitely had a good one. And if you got a chance to see it on Amazon, you had a good one too. But I hope everybody enjoyed the day off. I hope you had the day off. All right, so basically, I just got some information on Monday that there was some news going on with St. Augustine's University, which is located in downtown Raleigh. Now, if you've been paying attention to HBCU Game Day, or if you live in the Raleigh area, or if you're a follower of HBCUs, it's not news that St. Augustine's University will be in the news. They've been dealing with quite a few issues this year. They have had some financial issues lingering for a while. They also now have accreditation issues as well. There's been some bickering back and forth as well. And the school has gone through some challenges, but of course, as always, there are alumni who are fighting on behalf of their university to make it the best that it can be. And so, we definitely support them in the fight. Actually, I'm wearing blue and white in support of them. I don't have any St. Aug gear. Maybe I'll get some, but definitely a situation where, it's very tenuous at best. And so they had some transitions in leadership with their board of trustees. And the current chairman of the board of trustees, Brian Boulware, released a letter, which was dated the 17th, which would have been Monday. And so I was able to obtain a copy of the letter. It's a 4-page letter, and it's basically defending himself and members of the board against some allegations that are going against them. But the part that really stuck out to me beyond that internal thing, I think as a wider scope, definitely was his front page, where he talked about a meeting that he had been privy to, a dinner meeting in Raleigh, along with interim chancellor Marcus Burgess, as well as a local television owner, as well as a former newspaper editor and a developer as well. So quite a few people were at this meeting, as well as, according to Boulware, and of course, this is all according to his account, as well as the executive branch of another HBC, or another local university. That's how it was phrased. And so if you go to the story, and it is on HBCUgameday.com, we definitely appreciate any of you guys and encourage you to go read it, because that's obviously that is huge for us. We love YouTube, but definitely our website is huge for us. And so the story is up there. And basically, this story was that the powers that be in North Carolina's capital, and Raleigh is the capital, are looking to force a merger between his school. And when you listen to the dialogue that is written in there, it's Shaw University is never written out there, but it's, if you deductive reasoning will tell you. So he gets into the dialogue that happened at this meeting. According to him, he says the television station owner said, "Let's get to the bottom of this. Raleigh doesn't need two Black universities. We need the two of them to merge. I don't care what you call it. However, we need both on, say, SAU's property because we need downtown land to expand the development footprint. This is what Mr. Boulware says that was said at the meeting. And again, no names were named outside of himself and interim president, Dr. Marcus Burris. So according to Boulware, the local developer continued to push the idea, stating that the Raleigh business community felt the same way. They were on the same page with this. Says you have no leverage in this situation. You need to consider this an option. So that is, the gist of the article that was on HBCUGameday.com, just basically his account of that. Raleigh is one of the fastest, if you don't know, Raleigh is one of the fastest growing cities in the country. It has been for quite a while. It has been one of the fastest growing for quite a while. I know, again, everybody thinks about North Carolina and they think about Charlotte, but Raleigh is right behind them. And so and of course, downtowns are making a big comeback. Even here in Winston-Salem, the downtown area is making a big comeback. We see Wake Forest University taking advantage of it for sure. Winston-Salem State University, not quite so much. But that's a whole other topic for a whole other day. So, as it would be, the news came out. We posted it. Again, I got it on Tuesday, took my time with it and posted it on Wednesday. Well, earlier today, and again, everybody that's just getting in, please go ahead and like the stream so this can shoot up and so more people can see about it, because more people need to know about it. I really sat with it for a while before I put it out onto the website because, it's some heavy stuff. But I knew that it was something that definitely needed to be out there and discussed in the media. This is something that has been discussed behind the scenes at the two universities and in HBCU life for quite a while. But, someone has took a step and called it out. And yeah, so here we are. So anyway, on Thursday, after our report, ABC 11, which is in the Triangle region as well, recounted the letter, and in addition to that, it also reports that on WRAL's website, they've confirmed that their CEO Jim Goodman was in attendance at the meeting, so they let us know that their competitor has confirmed that they were privy to this meeting. They also let us know that they were not present at the meeting. So see what they did there. Hey, so Boulware and Burgess rejected the proposal. And so you guys can go read the story online, but I think it's definitely something that's worth reading, something thinking about. We've seen over the history of, HBCUs and America, Black folks getting left out of development or being seen as in the way. I was just watching something about the highway system being built, back in the 50s and how it displaced a lot of African-American neighborhoods. So, it's definitely something that we need to be real and be vigilant about. And please, guys, leave us your comments. Let us know what you guys think about this idea. Some people actually on our Facebook page actually pushed for the idea and are actually in support of it. So let us know what you guys think on that end. But I think for sure, this is definitely a situation that bears watching, and it bears being out in public. There have been rezoning meetings and things like that as well. So again, folks who are in Raleigh on the ground, they kind of know the lay of the land. But for those who don't know, Shaw University sits in downtown Raleigh, within view of the skyline, right off the Beltline. And so it is definitely in prime real estate. Shaw University, often referred to as Mother Shaw. It's a lot of people consider it the first HBCU in the South. I believe Orlando University, I think one of those has claimed that as well. But founded in 1865, so the same year the Civil War ended. And, it's been there. And 2 years later, you got St. Augustine's now St. Augustine's University has popped up as well. And so those two schools have been there for quite a while when Raleigh was, the capital, but obviously not anywhere near where it is. So now, according to Chairman Boulware's letter, the powers that be are pushing for this to, go elsewhere. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see moving forward what happens with this. But, again, both, to talk about, whenever you talk about mergers, it's definitely something that it should not be taken lightly. Every school has its history, its traditions. And of course, these two universities definitely have theirs. And so, it's definitely going to be interesting to see, how this goes. Nobody wants to give up their traditions. Nobody wants to give up their history. I know we have had mergers before. Currently we have Clark Atlanta, but one time that was two different universities, Clark College and Atlanta University. And so, it's not that it hasn't been done before, but it's definitely something that bears witness. And again, it looks like another case of Black folks, trying to be frozen out of progress. I know I used to live in the Triangle area for quite a while. And, I do, remember going to St. Augustine's University quite a bit early on in the early days of HBCU game day. But now we have, I went back and I just hadn't been back there on that campus for a while, or I went a different way. And I just really saw how much the neighborhood around it has changed. And so, obviously St. Augustine's University, again, has been around since 1867. So, definitely been a building block of that community. But that community, it is clearly changing. I mean, you can just see from the outside in. I didn't even try to look up the property values, but I definitely can see that. And then again, Shaw is definitely right in prime of downtown. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see moving forward. We had a lot of comments on our Facebook page. I'll just go through and read some of them. Again, you guys can leave your comments as well. Let us know what you think. Chris Tucker says it's very funny when HBCUs have started to thrive, we start to lose small private universities as a whole that have been around for more than 100 years to accreditation and financial issues. They are knocking off small private schools first. Then next, it will be the state universities by a stronghold. Let's see a couple more of these. Tiffany Barnes says if they want a merger, they need to pay $500 million for the land, if not more. Jamie Fleming says, I surely hope that they don't fall for this to happen, because this is not a positive thing. There is a bigger agenda behind this. And based on what the contractor said in the article, you can tell they don't respect the history behind it. Let's see. A couple other folks said, I knew what was going on all along. Gentrification is the new segregation. Isaiah Barco says they've been trying to do this for decades. Stay strong, Shaw. Eric Puryear says, best idea ever. Neither one of them will be able to substantially maintain for the next 10 years. That's an interesting point of view. Again, we know St. Augustine's has had some issues. Shaw has definitely been the more sturdy of the two universities for sure in recent years. Kyle Johnson says, this is sad. I would hate for them to merge, but that might be the best option for long-term survival. These real estate developments are cutthroat. They could really care less about the history. Let's see what else. Ronald Nelson says, man, nothing is going on in Raleigh. There's no gain to seizing any property because Raleigh doesn't have anything going on. It's just a power move. D. Harris says, I know my alma mater. They're not going for it with the deal they struck up for the city of Raleigh. Walter Harley, read his comment. It says, this is a part of a major plan to take over St. Augustine by the institution resources, which causes closure of HBCU. Any property located near downtown is valued high when you remove our people. That point there. And so, yeah. So again, comments have been coming on, since the story's been posted, not quite 24 hours ago. So please go check out our initial story. I would also say check out the story on ABC 11. Again, we do have it confirmed that one of the owners of a local news media outlet was one of the CEOs. The CEO was in attendance, and they have admitted that on their own. So definitely bears keeping an eye on. But again, I didn't want to come on here for long to talk about this, but I did want to put it out there. So let us guys know in the comments if you're live, do it there. But if you're watching this on the back end, what do you think about this? Do you think it would be a good thing? Do you think it would be a good thing given St. Augustine's struggles? Or do you think it's neither one of these universities should go for it? Definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please, guys, make sure you go on to HBCUgameday.com every day as we continue to post new content. Again, most of the stuff we do post is sports, but obviously this is if we don't have a university, if there's a merger, what happens? Because St. Augustine's is going to be playing sports in every sport other than football this year, so that's a positive. But just the pausing of the football program has caused the change in the CIAA. We no longer have divisions. And as I reported earlier, from what I'm being told, even if St. Aug comes back as a football playing institution, it will continue to be 1 through 12, and it will no longer be North and South. So definitely an interesting development to keep on. But again, I appreciate all of you guys for sure. This has been great to talk about and dialogue. So please make sure you guys leave your comments and thoughts in the comments. Take care, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.